Hello, I'm Patrick Reames, the Contact Advisory. Welcome back to our latest episode of Conversations with Leaders in CTRM Technology. Today, we're very pleased to have with us Mr. Chris Mudry. Chris is CEO of Amphora, the long-serving provider of ETRM and CTRM solutions to global energy and commodity markets. Chris, thanks for taking the time to be with us.
Thank you for having me, Patrick. It's nice to see you again. And yeah, thank you for your time as well.
Absolutely. I look forward to our conversation. Amphora, we've been tracking Amphora and its predecessor organization for, I guess, almost 2 decades. So we're well familiar with what you guys are doing, but we also know that you have some upcoming things happening, some interesting product development. But we also know that you've re-energized the company to a large extent and have seen significant success in recent months. And over the last couple of years, as a matter of fact. So can you give our viewers some idea of where Amphora is, your product offering, the markets and the commodities you service?
Yeah, so as you said, Amphora is actually a little bit more than 2 decades old. I think we kind of pride ourselves as being the first software who started in the CTRM space back, I think, almost 26 years ago now. Originally, we started, the DNA of the company back then was crude oil and refined product. In the meantime, today we serve LPG very well. We did a lot of work on LNG and gas. We now have several national companies in Asia who are using our software on the LNG side. We also have iron ore and coal, especially iron ore. We do very well. We have probably the 2 biggest mining company using Amphora for their iron ore mining company. I'm talking using Amphora. Another thing we do also that differentiate us from our competitors is that we have a fully integrated shipping and claim management solution that very large corporations use just as a standalone application. I don't believe, actually, I know that no other CTRM provider as such have such a complete shipping and claim management solution. In the meantime, I mentioned LNG and gas as something that we did a lot of work the past 3 years since I started Amphora. We also started other product area like a concentrate with our alchemy product. So what is alchemy? It's actually something we started 3 years ago with one of our partner, a Swiss-based trading house. And if you want, typically, concentrate is probably the most complicated commodity to handle. The formula is extremely complex. The quantities are very nimble. It's changing all the time. So typically, companies will start first by base metal, which is easier, and then attack concentrate. We did the other way around. And this was a well-thought reason. The reason is if you manage to crack concentrate, which we have, it's going to be then much easier to attack, if I may say, the base and minor metal market, which is what we intend to do.
I know that you also are working on a new product called Clarity. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, Clarity is actually something which we started to work almost immediately after I joined. So that is a ring-fence team, mostly based in London. And we basically rewrite our entire calculation and risk reporting engine. If you look at our system, and actually all of one of our competitors as well, and I use several of my competitors' system when I was before joining Amphora, all the P&L, mark-to-market, inventory valuation is always based on the end of the day and cycle or night cycle, if you want. Position are live in Symphony and Alchemy today as well. But when it comes to P&L and valuation, there is this big night cycle batch process.
Right.
What Clarity is, we want to get rid of this concept of night cycle, and we want everything to be live, not just the position, but also all the P&L and valuation, inventory, and so forth. So we completely recorded our calculation of P&L inventories in the MongoDB or in Python. Why MongoDB? Why Python? Because it's allow much more efficient distributed work in the database. So the idea really is that every time a new trade is entered, a new curve is created, a new mark-to-market curve of the day is entered, it will create a new event in a database and everything is de facto calculated live all the time. And you can then, everything is also marked, time stamped, if I may say. So you can slice and dice based on time, different period. It's very easily, therefore, to do your P&L reporting. If you want to see, what will be my P&L if the Forex curve would not have moved, but the commodity curves yet, that will allow all this very complex risk reporting that I have never seen to this date. And again, I've used several other systems as well myself.
Right.
So we're
Right.
very, very excited.
Yeah, no, it sounds like getting more into a real-time environment as opposed to the next day view of the world. So instead of looking in the rearview mirror, you're looking forward at this point. So that's great.
Yeah, look, we intend to, all going well. As I said, we started that 3 years ago. We should be able to launch it and give it to our first clients middle of next year. And obviously, we'll keep enhancing it as much as needed over the next 3 to 4 years. Another point to say is that this clarity will be system agnostic. So yes, we can, we'll sell it as an add-on or next to or together with Symphony and Alchemy, but it will also be able to connect to other systems through a very open and well-documented set of APIs.
Okay, terrific. If there's one top trend that we've seen at Comtech Advisory over the last 5 years, it's the movement towards software as a service, the cloud, web-enabled software. Where's Amphora in that process of transitioning into the cloud?
That's a very good point, actually. And you're right. It's not so long ago. I mean, I think actually 3, maybe 4 years ago, you will found almost no company ready to use SaaS or even cloud. It was seen as dangerous. Your data would not have been protected, and so forth. I think, as you rightly pointed out, it has changed radically. We now have so first of all, we do fully support cloud. We have several clients or SaaS as well that we basically do the entire infrastructure. I think today, out of 25 clients, probably about a third are on our SaaS-cloud today. We support both Azure and AWS. We're in discussion with the Chinese cloud provider as well for a Chinese client. And by the look of it, that would not surprise me if next year another 4 or 5 clients would also move to the SaaS solution.
So, Chris, looking forward 5 years or so, where do you see the ETRM, CTRM, commodity market technology landscape, and how do you see Amphora fitting into that?
Ooh, that's a big question. I think if you look at the market, it's actually quite fragmented. There's a lot of players. A lot of these players are actually very small. You talk 5, 6 employees, sometimes even less, and very few or few clients. So I think that you probably see a consolidation of some of these players, and I think we have seen that already in the recent years. I think that probably will continue. When it comes to Amphora and the functionality, the first thing we want absolutely to keep doing is focus on what we are good at doing. We want to keep investing in making our product better, faster, more and more automation around different aspects of the trade life cycle. Like you want to receive the BL, this data have to come automatically. We want to partner with some blockchain initiative in oil and gas. Some of them we already have partnership with, so we want to enforce and continue this trend. We also started a brand new other project, which is not on the carbon and emission, which is a market which is quite at this early stage, but things will probably develop a lot on that front.
Right.
And if you look at so Alchemy is the metal side, Symphony, which is traditionally oil, coal, iron ore, and emission, and Alchemy on the base metal. All this stuff got linked to the energy transition. I mean, energy transition is basically moving partly from oil-centric to power batteries, which is all metal. So yes, you don't drill, but you mine, which at the end, maybe not so different anyway.
Yeah.
So we want to have all this product to make sure we can serve the full energy transition, because they probably, right now you have the oil cracks, you sell gas oil, you buy Brent. It could well be one day that you will have a copper crack, that you will sell copper and buy
Right.
Brent, because everything gets linked together.
Yeah.
That's what we want to be ready for, in the next 5 to 10 years.
Oh, great, great. I think that's all the time we have for today, Chris, but I very much appreciate you taking the time to visit with us, and I look forward to our future discussions.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Patrick.
So that's it for us today with this latest version of Conversations with Leaders in CTRM Technology. Again, I want to thank Chris Mudry for taking the time to visit with us. For more videos like this or for our podcast series, CTRM Radio, please visit the ctrmcenter.com website or our corporate website at comtechadvisory.com. Thanks so much for joining us.